is this strap worth twice the price of a solo loop? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Ronan and I make a lot of vlogs and product and tech reviews, and in today's video I want to talk about the Apple Braided Solo Loop for the Apple Watch. I recently bought the Apple Braided Solo Loop and this is it here. My one is in Abyss Blue and I got this in a size 7. Size 7 is the same as what I have on my Apple Watch Solo Loop. And before I ordered this strap, I went through the measurement process again just to check if the size for the Braided Solo Loop was the same as it was for the Solo Loop. Abyss Blue is a new color that launched with the Apple Watch Series 7, so it's the new color for 2021 and I really like it. And here I have my black Apple Watch Solo Loop, and I'm actually wearing my dark navy Apple Watch Solo Loop. So I think they call this deep navy, and I think this was last year's color. So I'm just going to take this off. These are my 3 Solo Loops side by side. And straight away, the first thing I can tell is my old Solo Loops, which are the navy and the black ones, are exactly the same length. Whereas my Braided Solo Loop is slightly shorter. It's about the length or the width of the Apple connector here shorter than the 2 other Solo Loops. And the reason for that is that both of these Solo Loops have actually stretched over time. And as far as I'm aware, the Braided Solo Loop is most likely going to stretch over time as well. Now, in terms of that extra stretch in the original Solo Loops, that hasn't been a problem. Like, yes, they're a little bit looser than they were when I originally bought them, but they're not too loose when the watch is on my wrist and I'm wearing them. The only thing, and kind of the first observation that I had about the Braided Solo Loop, was that it's a little bit looser straight away than either of these Solo Loops were when I got them. When I'm wearing it, it kind of feels almost as loose as these two do now. So my only slight concern is that when my Braided Solo Loop stretches, that it might actually feel a little bit looser and maybe a little too loose on my wrist. At the moment, it's 100% perfect, but it's just something that I'm going to keep an eye on. And in the event that it does become too loose, I will do an update to this video and I will let you guys know how I get on with that. But for now, the watch strap feels absolutely great when it's on my wrist. So the next thing I want to talk about is just how the Braided Solo Loop looks. Compared to the original Solo Loops that I have here, I think it looks really nice. I do think it's a much nicer looking strap than the 2 Solo Loops that I had previously. So you can see here that it kind of has like a woven rope look to it, and it's a super stretchy material, so it really stretches out. I don't want to do that too much in case it actually stretches, but when you actually feel it in your hand, it kind of feels like a sort of an elasticated material, not unlike what you get in like the waistband of boxer shorts or something like that, but it obviously feels much nicer. It has that kind of stretch to it, and it's really soft when you hold it in your hand or when it's on your wrist. And it doesn't feel quite as nice out of the box as the Solo Loops do, but when you put it on, it does feel just as comfortable as either of these Solo Loops do. And a little bit like my Sport Loop that I spoke about in a previous video, I do think that this will get softer as it wears and it'll become even nicer and even more comfortable when I'm wearing it than it is at the moment. Okay, but the burning question is this strap worth twice the price of a Solo Loop? Because these Solo Loops are currently €49 on the Irish Apple Store, and these Braided Solo Loops are currently €99 on the Apple Store. So like literally for the price of this one, I could have bought both of these ones. For me, if you ask me, is this worth twice the price of these 2 bands? In my head, I have to say no. But if you ask me, do I regret buying this band, even though I could have bought 2 more of these for the same price? I would also say no, I absolutely do not regret buying this band at all. Like, for just how good this looks on my watch, I really love this strap, and I love how it feels when I have it on my wrist. Like, it's super comfortable. It's definitely as comfortable as either of these. So while it's probably not necessarily the best in terms of value for money, I do really like this strap and I don't regret for a second that I've bought it. So ultimately for me, my feeling on the braided solo loop is that if you have a spare €100 and you really want to get one of these, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all if you choose to buy the braided solo loop. I have many Apple Watch bands at the moment and different straps and different types of things, and I use different straps for different situations. So for me, adding an extra one wasn't really a big deal. It's something that getting this is something I've wanted to do for a while. But if you only have one band, or maybe you're buying your first Apple Watch and you don't have a lot of extra money to spend on extra bands, I would say maybe hold off on the braided solo loop, buy the regular solo loop and maybe a sport loop for the same money, or 2 different solo loops in different colors. If your goal is to expand the number of straps and the types of straps that you have for your Apple Watch, maybe don't buy the braided solo loop if you don't have many straps already. Save your money and buy 2 of these in multiple colors and use them for different things or with different outfits. That would be my advice. But the flip side to that is the reason the braided solo loop is twice the price is it does have a much more premium feel, and while it doesn't necessarily feel any more comfortable than these solo loops, it does really feel super nice when it's on your wrist, and it just looks great. So as I've said already, if you already have a couple of bands or you've already got a solo loop and you want to invest in a braided solo loop, you're not going to be disappointed with this. For me, I'm really glad that I was able to add one to my collection. I do think it's a much nicer looking band than the regular solo loops, but I will say that if I'm doing anything like running or exercise or training, I will definitely revert back to these solo loops rather than the braided solo loop. But just for general day-to-day use, I've been wearing this thing a lot and I just love it. Okay, so that's all I have to say about the Apple Watch braided solo loop for now. I hope you've liked this video. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.